Welcome back, everyone. Glad you're with us here. 11:27. Well, you know, it's common for parents to take their kids to the doctor when something is clearly wrong with their child. But what about taking your kid to the doctor for a checkup or to catch a problem before it even starts? Joining us today to discuss the Well Child Visit Program is Abigail Aiyepola, a naturopathic doctor at Bastyr Natural Health. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Peggy.
And now, tell us why this is important to think about bringing your child in, maybe just for some preventative checkups so that you can avoid problems.
Yeah, it's just a great way to get your child set up for optimal health before things get out of whack, if you will. So it's kind of a pre-checkup for children.
What's one of the things that you noticed if parents had just brought their child in before this wouldn't have happened? What's an example of that?
And well, so it's harder to kind of use the visit beforehand, but if you look out into things, for instance, obesity is a big one, you know, but when you take a step before, while the child is still thin, eating well, exercising, and kind of put things in place for them, healthy nutrition options, healthy exercise amounts. Your child, you can prevent them getting obese.
Sure, and that's so important that doctors bring that up too when they have visits, of course.
Right.
Now, how are these visits different than, say, just a visit to a pediatrician?
A lot of it is actually similar. So we'll do the same kind of developmental milestones, health checks, hearing screenings, all of those things. But the visits, one that's different, is longer. So average visits are about 45 minutes to about an hour. Yeah, so there's additional time embedded in there for us to answer questions, other questions that might come up. Oh, my child's not eating well, or they're not sleeping, or he's kind of grumpy, you know, things that they're not ill, but there's still other concerns that parents have. So.
And this would be a visit with a naturopath, or would this be a visit just with their pediatrician, these Well Child visits?
This with a naturopath, also trained in pediatrics. And so you turn them into Well Child visits.
Now, how is some of the remedies, how are they different than, say, your regular pediatrician? You suggest things maybe that might be alternative forms of therapies.
Yeah, and a lot of the alternative forms, they can be for treatment, but a lot of it, again, optimizing the child's health. So multivitamins, which if someone signs up for these visits that we're promoting this time, they'll get a free bottle of multivitamins. We might make suggestions for enhancing one nutrient over the other based on what the child is kind of presenting with. Lots of different things that are in our toolkit.
Okay, and for people that might not know what the difference is between the two types of doctors, what is the difference?
Between naturopathic and allopathic medicine? The difference is mostly in the foundation, the philosophy, which is prevention before, you know, treatment. So again, before something gets out of whack, let's see what's going on. There are things that we can trend, blood work, things that come up in the history, just insight, a different kind of lens is really the main difference.
So don't aim the kid at, say, like a weight reduction surgery, maybe catch them before they put on too much of that weight and try to steer that in the right direction. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for being there. We really appreciate your time here from Bastyr University. We'll put a link here on our website about some of these programs in case folks want to check it out. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.